I'm going to read this passage out of the Message translation. 1 Corinthians 7:29. Paul is writing and he says, "What I mean, brothers and sisters, is that the time is short. From now on, those who have wives should live as if they do not. Those who mourn as if they did not. Those who are happy as if they were not. Those who buy something as if it were not theirs to keep. Those who use the things of the world as if not engrossed in them. For this world in its present form is passing away." Verse 32. "I would like you to be free from concern. An unmarried man is concerned about the Lord's affairs, how he can please the Lord. But a married man is concerned about the affairs of this world and how he can please his wife. So his interests are divided." Is Paul saying, those of you who are married, just live like single people? So you got little boo things on the side because you ain't really married? Is Paul saying, act like you don't have a wife, ignore her, don't respond to her anymore, and you're saying, oh, I'm living Paul's teaching. I'm living as if I'm not married. No, that is not what Paul is saying. Don't use that out of context to act a fool. But what Paul is saying is very clear. Time is short on this earth. You have a limited amount of time to live your life in the temporary, purposefully, before you live your life in eternity forever. And the way you live this short period of time determines how you live forever in eternity before God. So Paul is saying, those of you who are married, love each other deeply, worship God together, pray together, minister together, but do not live your life for each other, worshiping each other, idolizing each other, becoming engrossed in each other, because time's too short for that. And your life here on earth is not going to be in heaven. God is not going to look at your life on earth and say, how much did you love your wife? How much did you love your husband? How much time did y'all spend together? And how much did you love each other? Of course that's important, but that's not what you're going to give account for on Judgment Day. You're going to give account for how you live for God. I'm a single woman, and yes, I'm wanting to be married, and I believe I will be married and have a family. But as a single woman, I am able to put all of my affection and all of my passion on the Lord. And what is Paul saying? Those of you who are married, you still need to put all of your affection, all of your passion on the Lord. And those of you who are single, you ought to put all of your affection and all of your passion on the Lord. And yes, you take care of your family and you love your family, but your family is not first place. And God says, Paul says, don't let your interests be divided. Don't let it be divided. Don't give God a division of your time. But maybe those of you who are married can serve the Lord together in such a way that your efforts are multiplied. But those of you who are single and those of you who are married, in your individual relationship with God, He's saying, go hard in the paint. Go in. Give it everything you have, whether married, whether single. He's not saying you can't be married. He's not saying you shouldn't be married. He's just saying no matter what position you are in your life, single or married, you should live in singularity before God as an individual who will stand before God. You're not going to stand before God with your husband and your wife. And your husband say, hey, look, she loved me. She served me. Okay, so no, you're going to stand before God by yourself. And God is going to say, now give me an account of how you lived your short time on the earth for me. What is my encouragement to you? My encouragement to you is go all the way with God as an individual. Everything you have, everything you are, all of your affection. And Paul says later, do everything as unto the Lord so that you have that reward. So even in the way you love your wife, God is first. And in the way you love your family, God is first. And in the way you live your life as a single, God is first. Paul's talking about a position of the heart. Who is God to you? Who is God to you? Second place? An idol after another idol? How does it work? Husband, then kids, then God? Or kids, then husband, then God? Or job, husband, God? Or girlfriend? Facebook, job, God? How does it work for you? Because it should be God. La 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 la. God. God before everything. God over everything. That's what Paul is saying. Whether you are married, whether you are single, whether you are black, whether you are white, whether you are educated, whether you are uneducated, broke or rich, go hard. Give it everything that you have. Run fast with all of your heart, with all of your life, as if you were a single person who had all this time to give completely to God. He's saying, live that way no matter what. All of your affection, all of your passion on God in your individual heart. Because as an individual, you will stand before God to give an account of your life. Fall in love with God individually. Fall in love with God as a married couple. Fall in love with God, whoever you are, and make sure that He is number one, above all, and before all in your life.